For silver or gold, you are all that matters. I wouldn't trade you for riches untold, oh God. You are all that matters. Oh, yeah, oh, you are all that matters. According to your knowledge and your will for me, what you have said, I just need to align. Because you are not a man that changes your mind. Those that know you will trust in you, not in horses and chariots. By the arm of flesh, no man can prevail. No man, no man, no man, no man. My confidence is in you. What is hard? What is hard for you? It can never exist, Lord. You do not lie. You do not fail. What is hard for you to do? It doesn't exist, oh. It can never, never exist.
Announcement so who saw Italy now person do no free ho e ko eye Europe baby bia wo ka ena Trumika ne fani na betan Ebenezer door to door so who Italy a free ring lines 34327098483 announcement 327330824 say oh you can swap friend number 07848420412 Ebenezer door to door yeah that was it.
Beloved, I bring you greetings from the Inside Studios, and you are watching The Virtuous Woman. This is a program where we talk about issues of life concerning women, and it can be our health, our marriages, parenting, pregnancy, and it cuts across every area of our lives. I am your host, Susie Osikeni Georges, and today too we are here. We want to have a chit chat with you. We want to catch some lessons, not only hear the woman of God for hearing sake, but we want to hear her and pick up some lessons that will help us in our walk as Christians. This is the Inside Studios where we say we learn to unlearn and to relearn. And on The Virtuous Woman, we always say that you should take one day at a time, navigating your Christian life to the glory of God. Today, to help me do this is a young, vibrant, and a beautiful lady from the land of Brescia. I call her the Queen of Brescia, but she doesn't want to accept. So let's just go by her name. She is Sika Agyapomaa, also known as Priscilla. And she has been on the show before to talk to us about her pregnancy journey. Today, she is in for entirely another topic. And we believe that there are great lessons that you all pick to help ourselves. I hope your pens, your papers, or your notebook or your tablet are ready to write down certain things that you would also learn. If you are joining us for the very first time, we welcome you. Join this family. It's a family where we learn a lot as Christians. And so you can join us most of the time. On Saturdays, we have Dining with the Word, where we go into the Word bits thoroughly for you to understand the Bible. And then on Sundays, we talk about social issues. Help me welcome my guest for today. And she's no other than my own sister, Sika Agyapomaa. Sika, you are welcome again to The Virtuous Woman.
Thank you so much, sis.
This
I'm
afternoon,
honored.
I know, this afternoon the glow is to another level. You would have to share with us the secret behind this glow. How are you doing, Sika?
Very good by God's grace. It's by God's grace that the glory keeps coming and then I keep glowing. I don't know. I just don't know how it happens, but I think it's just the will of God working in my life.
There is an effect of the glow that I am longing to see, and I know very soon our longing will end. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Wow, you are again welcome, and we are privileged to have you again. Thank you for always accepting to come to the Inside Studios. We can't take your acceptance for granted. Thank you again, Sika. Let me first of all commend you for what you are doing. If you saw on my status that I have shared spices, specifically Sika spices, then this is the CEO of Sika Organic. So if you need any type of spices to change the aroma and the taste of your food, you can get to Mami Sika. She's on Facebook and she will gladly deliver to your doorstep. I have tasted it and let me attest to it. When I saw it for the very first time with the spice, he said, taste it. And I said, no. You just leave the taste. I will go and cook with it and taste it. But when I came home and I tasted it, wow. She said you can even use it as a tea. And I can attest to you that it is really organic spice. You are doing a great job.
Thank you, makes sense.
You are really doing a great job. We believe that it will not just here in Brescia, but it will go to other places in Europe, and even where it is coming from in Ghana, we will see it advertised on all the television stations.
Amen.
Yes, it is for a good cause, and so we know God's hand is in it. What are we talking about today? Today we are talking about depression after divorce. Depression after divorce. I would say that for every young girl, you would have an expectation when you want to find a partner, especially when you see about beautiful marriages, the way couples carry themselves outside, the way you see the love around them. You would also want to get into marriage. But sometimes our expectations and the living, it becomes quite different. Nobody, a woman of God said, nobody marries at a gunpoint. But when the unfortunate happens, what do? Lady here has been through a bit, and she's here to share with us. And I believe that you watching will also pick up lessons. So, Mama Sika, what I said, as a young lady, you growing up, you might have said, okay, this is the kind of marriage that I want. This is the kind of man that I want. Did you ever have that expectation when growing up?
Okay, so first of all, I want to thank everyone that has joined us today, my friends, my family, and also people that are secret admirers from afar. Thank you so much for joining. About marriage and how how I wanted it, or how I perceived it when I was young. I thought I was going to marry my dream man. Because everybody has that particular kind of man that they always picture in their mind. Okay, I want this kind of man. Sometimes we always look at the physical factor of the person and not the inwards, the thing that they carry inside. So I was really looking for a big tall guy. Now I've always loved guys who are tall. So I'm a very short woman. So I want a tall person.
All the short people say they want tall men. And so the short people, the short men who are going to marry them, they also need to get married. Wow.
So, I want to have that feeling, that feel of being with a tall person. So I was like, I want a tall person. I don't want a short person because I'm already short. So two short people cannot be together. And I know short people are also quick tempered. So if I'm short and they always say we are always with the ground and we always close to the ground, we always angry. We also don't want a short person to be like me, always angry like I am. So that was how I've always dreamt, or I always dreamt of my guy being so masculine, tall, and all that. But in life, as you grow, things will change. So my preferences changed when I was growing up. I realized it wasn't really about the looks or whatever, but it's about the kind of friendship you have with the person. And the best friend ever for anyone to ever have is to get married to your best friend, or somebody you have been friends with for a very long time, somebody who understands you, somebody you can play with, somebody you can easily have a convo with.
Yeah, sorry, I think that a call came in. Are you there?
Sorry, someone just had to call.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
He didn't know I was having an interview today, so I'm sorry about it.
Don't worry.
So, as I said, literally from my side, I met my man in secondary school. So, as I said before, everyone wants that kind of person they can flow with, someone you already know. But I also forgot one thing, that as we grow, we change. And I didn't think too much of those things initially. I only thought of the fact that I knew him and that is it. One thing I will also tell everyone is marriage is beautiful. And it's something that if you haven't experienced it and someone comes out to tell you about their story, it's going to scare you to get yourself into it. But if you get the right person, It is an amazingly a beautiful thing. I enjoyed the beautiful part of it. So things changed. So I can tell others that when people come to talk about their stories and when you hear people talk about what they are going through in their marriages, don't sit down and conclude and say, oh, okay, then I don't think I'm ready for marriage, it scares me. Because your partner might not be the same as others. And the only means you can always get to know is by trying or getting yourself in there. So I'll say, yeah, my partner and I were friends from secondary school. He was my senior then, and I was his junior. Then we met here again in Italy. And we started with this chatting and all that. Because he met me again on, I think he found me back on social media, like, hey, Crystal, how are you doing? It's been a long time because he came to Europe very early. I think when they were in secondary school, he came. They're like, oh, I left school early because I had the opportunity to come. So we had this chit chat and said, okay, fine, I'll come to visit you. But that's okay. So he came, we went out, and it continued from where we started because we only knew ourselves. So we took that chance to communicate and then off we went.
Wow, wow. From what Mami Sika has just said, when you are young, you make certain things your priorities that you might regret in the future. She spoke about the fact that she had in mind, okay, I wanted a tall guy because of the way I am. So this is the kind of man I preferred. But along the line, as you grow, you will see that your priorities will change. So in making your decision, in making your assessment on the kind of man that you want, don't base it on the physical appearance, she said, but the friendship that you have with this person, whether you have known the person well enough to make the person your husband or your wife. That is very, very important. And so she also said, don't conclude on what you hear from others about marriage, whether being only good or bad, especially when it is bad. Don't conclude that, okay, so because of what I've heard from this person that marriage is, then let me also just sit somewhere and not get myself involved into marriage. It is unique. They say marriage is unique, and so you don't have to base it on what you hear from others. Look out for the very most important things in life, and it will help you. Mami Sika, for you, I will say that you are also a pastor's daughter. So I will channel it a bit there to know some of the challenges that have to do with being a pastor's daughter, and some of the challenges that has to do with it. Yeah.
Okay. So one of the main reasons why I didn't get divorced earlier was the fact that I was a pastor. I kept things to myself. I wasn't open to it with my family because my father is a very quiet. I've always told all my friends he's a very quiet man. He doesn't really talk too much. And I don't know, but whenever anything happens to me in particular, he gets hurt. So I was like, fine. I don't think I told my dad about anything. But I would get out. You will manage because I've seen people go through worse situations and they're still together. It got to a time that I really wanted to talk to my parents, but I was scared that, well, if you have a catchment statement now, if you have a catchment say. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll keep it to myself. I discussed this with the man of God. It was like, pastors are also human beings. You need to open up. And so I think the only reason I opened up to them was when I had evidence, something to prove to them that, okay, there's a development and I think it helped. And that was when they came in. Initially, being a pastor's child and getting divorced on the difficult moments, I think I cried throughout. every blessed day I saw my parents' face. Like, I had to cry because I was thinking about what people were going to say about them, even though they were supportive. I cried a lot, most of the times at night when I was alone. I'm quite sorry. I was when people were going to say, like, the members are going to leave the church because of me, and my parents' dignity and everything is just going to be like dropped down. I had a lot of things emotions going on at the time. It's been 5 years already, so I'll say then I was scared. Even when I got divorced, I was still scared of my parents because I thought I had betrayed them. But the thing that I didn't know was the fact that I was depressed and I was thinking of them but not me. So my dad just told me, listen, I'm human. I am not a saint. I'm also meant to make mistakes. I asked him, Mom, got to a point in our marriage when we were young that we also wanted to do the same thing. But we didn't have anything that would drag us to that element of breaking up. But looking at you, as a father, I don't think I would even let you go back for any reason. The only reason that will let me go, like, will allow me to let you leave again is when you told me to go back. For that, I have no say. But if not, since it wasn't easy, trust me.
Wow.
The points of fingers, people that my parents will call, like, I remember one time, man of God saw me. And then that man of God's daughter was not married. So the man of God was like, how can a person be so, like, ignorant to let you leave your marriage? He is my man of God. Couldn't he have anything against it? But since this same man who said this to me, has his own daughter being sent to the mental home at this point. Here in Italy, a child is going through mental illness because of this thing called marriage. And this man called me and he was like, how did you get out of it? We need help. I told him, you do remember he told me his parents were ignorant. They didn't have any other way to bring us together. No parents want their child to go through anything, but it's the responsibility of parents to provide and protect their kids only when it's necessary. You don't have to push a child get out of the marriage because of big material things or because of little petty issues. But if you think it's something that can cause the life of your child, that can bring death, that can bring mental illness to your child's life, I think it's the best thing, and that's one of the best decisions my parents ever did. Like, they made for me, and I'm glad about.
Wow. The stigma around being a pastor's daughter and you getting divorced. No one will wish that for her daughter. And sometimes when you stand outside, when it is not coming from your own side, you can say whatever you want, but when you are the one feeling it, it is different. And maybe you would have taken the same action just as Mommy Sika's parents did. Wow. So as a young, when you were going through all that, of course you began the marriage, everything was okay. When did you start seeing the red flags? Did you even see the red flags that this is how it all began? Or you just found yourself that it has gotten to a level that you would say, I can't anymore, and so I'm leaving? Did you ever see the red flags?
Okay, so the truth is I saw some in my relationship which I ignored. So literally, we all see signs that speaks to us directly. And when we see these things, we only think of them of the I don't know the word to use. We don't really figure out what we got to do about it. We focus on making things right when we know we can. Sometimes we will feel like, okay, I will change him, I will change her, he is going to change. Even the book of Corinthians, chapter 7, makes us understand that a man who is an unbeliever, who marries a woman who is an unbeliever, are good to go. And that through the man, the woman can be holy, and their kids are like can also be holy. That means that if I find somebody who is an unbeliever and I am a believer, I can automatically be like of grace that man's life. And through
again, there is the call. Don't worry.
Today, it's Sunday.
Okay.
Okay.
She's a business
Yeah, but I'm
woman,
not-
and so you have to pardon us. Some people want to make purchases. That's why.
Yeah, sorry. So as I said, that's what I was saying. And it's not based on anything, or it's not based on the fact that, what was I saying? Oh, I want to change him, I want to change her. Because in the book of First Corinthians says that a woman who's a unbeliever or a man who's a unbeliever, they can still be together. They can still marry and have kids who are going to be holy. But then it also makes us understand that if the unbeliever wants to separate, you can do so. But then the red flag starts when you're dating. Most of us are concerned about certain things that are not even necessary. He takes care of me. She's beautiful. She's got good body. He's got the height I want. I'm okay with him. I think when we give birth, it's going to change. If the change doesn't happen whilst you're in the relationship, don't even think of the change happening in the marriage. Because there were things that I thought I could change. I can't change anybody. A man who loves you, the one thing we should also know is when you change, you don't change for me. The change comes to you automatically because things that are negative in your life are going to live. So that you're going to implement new things that are positive energies. So when someone says, oh, I didn't see this in a relationship, it's a lie. You saw it, but then you were so much convinced that things are going to change. And that is how come most of us are crying in our homes, because what we couldn't overcome or take charge of in a relationship, you can't take charge whilst you're married, because that is, kids are going to come in, bills, house chores, work, family, a lot of like things are going to pop up. And when the person is already frustrated with all these things, so buy more. What double up? That is how come someone said, I never knew my husband was like this, so you knew. But the thing is, you never really spoke to him about it. You never expressed your feelings towards certain issues. You only had to put a blind eye on it because, oh, he has promised to marry me. Oh, she has promised to be of a good behavior. There are some things I would admit I did when I was dating, which I could have corrected myself whilst I was dating. And since the person didn't talk to me about those things earlier, I also said, okay, since he's not talking about it, that means he likes it. But then it was something that the person didn't even like. But the fact that he wanted me and liked me, he had to keep quiet and then see if he can go ahead with me and see if he can change me. But nobody can change me. I change for me, not for anybody. You don't change for your husband. You can't change for your husband. You change for you because he wants you to have a new thing in your life. So anybody who says I'm changing for anyone is deceiving themselves. So every red flag that we see, myself, I saw red flags. I saw them. Honestly, I saw red flags. But I was in love. I was so crazy.
They say love. Love is blind. Marriage is the eye opener. So you were in love, so you couldn't see. Wow.
So when somebody will say, do you think it's even love? I think we're just having fun. Like, I don't know. Mistakes we do. We mix so many things with the name of love. We exchange names for things that are not even supposed to be there. But it's part of life. It helps you to grow, because for you to grow, you need to pass through some things for you to get a better understanding of what this particular thing means and what this particular thing means. So whenever you get to a different state, you will be able to differentiate between the two and then open your eye.
You spoke about you, like somebody deciding, okay, well, I think for most times, it is women who always go into marriage thinking, okay, she'll be seeing the red flag, but she will say in her mind, wow, miss, I will change him. Like, so you don't pay particular attention. Or it is still disturbing you, but you think when you are now you want to get into his life. So once you settle, you will change. But for a man who has lived with his parents for so many years, I don't think you coming in, you can do so much by changing him. But I also believe that in marriage, nobody has been married before. So we enter into marriage going to learn. We all have to be ready to learn because we don't know what will happen. We all have to be ready to adapt to ourselves. We are two people completely different, coming from different backgrounds. It can be in our knowledge, in our education, in our social life, the way we are able to relate to people around us. Anger, self-control, it can be all these things putting together. And we go into marriage thinking, or I think we all have to enter into marriage saying with the backdrop that we are ready to learn. But I think at a point where the person you are into a relationship with has not thought of or is not ready to learn, then it becomes difficult. Wow. And so as Mommy Sika have said, don't enter into marriage thinking that you are going to change the other person. And one thing that women also are guilty of is that when they see the red flags, they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about it. We don't ask questions. You are saying that this guy has anger problem. You are saying that this guy is not open to you when it comes to his financial status. You see that this guy, whenever you are talking to him, or you can't have a conversation with him. What do you think you'll do one day when you are together? So some of the things need to be talked about. Today, there is so much knowledge out there. And I think that any young lady out there, if you want to enter into marriage, you are picking up some nuggets. If you have some doubt in your head, ask questions. Don't think that, okay, I'm getting too old, so I want to get married, so let me just keep quiet and go into the marriage. And for those of us who are coming from a Christian background where we don't really stand on divorce, then it becomes very difficult for you to come out of it. And you'll be there and you'll be suffering. Mami Sika, I want you to maybe point out some specific things that maybe you can say, okay, this one I can deal with, this one I cannot deal with, this one I think I would be able to change him, but this one, you can't really change the person.
Okay, so one, anybody who doesn't have a poor communication with you, but would rather raise their hands to communicate with you, is one of the things that every woman, not even me, should tolerate. If once he hits you in a relationship, that means it's going to happen again. So listen, I hit you today, I apologize. 6 months' time, I hit you again, I apologize. A year time, I hit you again, and I apologize. So let's say within the time frame that he hits you, he apologizes, and then he stops for some time. And you repeat that same thing again. If I'm with you, and because of my character, you can't be with me, then the best thing for you to do is to let me go. Don't raise your hands on any man or any woman. 2, somebody who is verbally abusive. You know one thing that thing, that's the negative part. The negative impact I had in an verbally abusive marriage. Obafo, your man. A woman will use such words on you. A man will use such words on you. And you would accumulate all these energies in your system. But the fact that you are there and you are accumulating it, this happens. If you're not careful, you also become abusive. Now, what negative impact did I get from it? Maybe I also automatically became verbal abusive and then have to work on myself again. Because anybody who stays in an abusive marriage picks something, either anger or turns out to be verbally abusive. Because any type of abuse affects you mentally. And when it affects you mentally, it affects the way you act, the way you think, and the way and how what you feel. And that is what we call depression. So if it affects you that way, one thing that happens is you would automatically pick up some of these behaviors from these people. Let's be honest. When you are with your partner and you guys are so friendly, you pick up good vibes like between the two of you. Some of the languages that like the words he will use. You're gonna pick some of these words, his actions, and you know, whenever you hear that, sometimes somebody can even whistle. You know, this my husband can, this whistle from my wife. Somebody can even slap your back. It's my husband, he's the only person who can do this to me. You know that there is a right between the two of you, but yeah, but somebody who is telling you, oh, wow, stupid woman, foolish woman, useless woman. Who do you think you are? I regret not being with you, blah, 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 blah. You also accumulate all these energies with you. If you don't take care, you always stay in the whilst in the relationship. Or he's very abusing you in the relationship. He's physically abusing you in the relationship. Zero. Because every abuser also implements something in your system. That is why somebody can send a child to school who is so innocent, who is so calm, but becomes a bully later. You know what I mean? Because they have been bullied. And other cases don't even become bullies, but because they become depressed and anxious. But those who get those negative vibes in their energies also tends out to be bullies. So when you are with somebody who is a bully in a relationship, that means you need to sort yourself out immediately. So there are some things, not even for myself, but for every man. If your woman is very abusive, you have told myself about time. There are sometimes you can get extremely angry. You can say things, you can say words, you can curse. Then if the person that you are with continually keeps you in that mood, you need to leave him or her. You know what one thing I'm saying, why I'm saying this? Because if I'm with you and sis, you always put me in a state of getting angry. Always. They were not meant to be together. So why can I be in a relationship when I'm always like angry? When I'm always triggered to use words? When I'm always triggered to what? To start behaving like a mad woman because of the fact that I want to be in a relationship with you. If you are in such a relationship, it's not even healthy. You're always going to fight. People are going to hear your voice every day. People are going to even come into your matters every time, and it's not a healthy one. So anybody in that kind of relationship, at this point, you don't even need a feeling like anyone can tell you that you should leave. You should leave. Because once you cannot conquer, you can't take charge of it, like charge of it when you get married. So being abusive physically and then verbally is a no. No.
Wow. I would ask, but when all that were going on, did you ever sat down to think, or maybe go into his life to see what has made him what he is? Is it because of his background, where he's coming from, maybe for something that has happened in his life, that is why he has been behaving abusive or something like that? Is it just a character, or it is an accumulation of what is from his background?
The character. Okay, so when I literally meet someone new, one thing about character is these traits that can't be hidden, like invention. Like I said to a guy of mine a month ago, I went for a wedding, and a guy approached me. I was hugging someone, and he also came from behind to hug us. So no, I don't play like that. So listen to what this guy said. Oh yeah, fine. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? And in front of this guy were other guys. So what the guys were saying was, so I told you, please respect yourself. So what the other guys were saying was like, this girl has really replied you politely. If you were to be in her shoes, you would have done something like even worse. So you see, it is the character. It can't be hidden. Character-wise, there is nothing you can do about it. Sometimes they pick behaviors from home. Sometimes it's from the environment they grew up from. Sometimes they are being like self-centered and arrogant. Myself, I think it was being self-centered and arrogant because that's how we felt. So every person has a different character, which varies or differs, but it doesn't change anything about it. Character-wise, if a person is not good, is not good. Listen, I can be very angry and aggressive, but when you get closer to me, you get to know, oh, she's sweet inside, but this is what gets her angry. It's different than somebody who gets angry at any little thing. You sometimes have to beg for nothing, like in everything that you think you have to literally do anything to please a person because he or she is angry. It happens at work. There are people who are always angry for nothing. That's their character. It happens at church. There are people who are always angry, seeking for attention. It happens everywhere amongst friends. People that easily get angry and start saying all those things. That is character. It can't be hidden. That's who they are. And saying they can't do anything about it, I am not also Jesus Christ to do anything about it. I'm not Christ Jesus. I can't do anything about it. That's how I'm saying that what you can't handle right now in the relationship, don't come think about it. Don't think your relationship in marriage is not going to happen. Unless the person thinks I'm going to change. And then the person knows that they're not going to change for you because since you are public, it's going to affect the children. His shame is going to bring a whole of things, positive energies around your kids. But if he says, what if your wife dies? What if your wife says, I still don't like you? What if your wife says, or your husband says, I still don't want you? No, you change for yourself. So character-wise, I think we all have a great job at hand. Look within yourself. Where you fall short, when you feel people really talks about and they feel that makes you a bad person in front of people. And myself, I have a very big one. And that was also because of that particular thing I went through. I picked up behaviors. But then you have to change. I cannot change you like a minute. It takes time. But if you're still not married, then the time to change. Just look within yourself. The company you think is really bringing your craziness out. Work on it and then change for yourself and not for your partner. Thank you.
Wow. I believe we are all picking up some lessons. You go into marriage, don't think of only you being a saint and going to meet somebody you are going to change. Wow. But did you ever sat down to talk to him about what he was doing that you didn't like? Because as you said, communication is very, very essential in marriage. And it is not somebody who just comes in and goes out. You are living with the person literally at home. So did you ever sat him down to talk to him about it?
So I use the quotation of 1 Corinthians 7 to talk about the unbeliever and the believer. And here he's there. Like, we didn't really, and you're the only person I would say, I think I had another relationship. We don't really have, I'm communicating with you. I want this. This is what I want. I have an NGO. I've had this NGO for the past 10 years. And one thing in life is you always want somebody who's going to be supportive, like be there. You are here, they are there. Who you Sika the crowds, you know. And the money that you say no to, that same person wants that money to be given to him. So, example, you are my friend. I tell you, let's go out there and do, let's say, a raise funds for the needy and then do something. And you tell me, I don't think it's a good idea. But you come and tell me that, okay, fine, I want to start a business. Let's put the money in the business. And that business is not ours, but it's yours. You want me to invest in you and not to invest in others. That means you're selfish. Another thing is I cannot always go. That's what I'm saying, that be careful who you say yes I do to. People come to pretend to be someone they are not. I would say I go to church, I meet I met you maybe because of me, you're going to church. Maybe because of me, you're going to church, yeah. Because you really want to be with me. And we are all going to church and all that. But later that's not personally a church person. Sunday is to our uncle. And the person even don't want you to go to church because that's one way you want to go to church. That's one is the time he also wants to do his thing. Communication is not just about talking. Actions speak louder than words. Anybody who cannot communicate with you through actions cannot communicate with you through words. Because if I'm trying to communicate with you through actions and my communication is not getting to you, words are nothing. I can speak to you. You can tell me you've heard me. But if your actions speak to that like differently after us talking, it's nothing. So I always tell my little sister Bibi, say, listen to me. People say, have you communicated with him? Have you sat him down? It's even his actions are even speaking to you than talking to him. So put all things into consideration. I don't have to sit you down for me to know what you carry inside you. You don't have to sit me down. Whatever body language I'm giving you is talking to you. There are times you will stop partners down and talk about stuff. And it's not giving any good results. You don't even find that energy to talk to them about anything again. I remember really well, I wanted to talk to this person about something very vital. But I just said no because it's not going to give any energy, like any good results. Or that's it, but on the washing. So that's how it is. So when in a relationship, you communicate and then see results. You live it like that. And if you think you don't have a partner who listens to you, because I need a partner who's a good listener, not just listen, but listen and help. Listen and help me take actions, or let's do things together. I've told everybody that have come for me for counseling and therapy that let my partner be that person that I can. You'll be the first person I will run to communicate with, to tell him, babe, this is what I've seen. I want to do this. I want to invest into this. What do you think? Let's discuss this. It is okay, fine. Give me time. But if you both discuss and it comes out with a plan, and he watched the matter and wow, oh, thank you. You've really helped me. Than to call a friend to discuss my issues with. You call my parents. So if you don't have that kind of person as your partner at this point in time, then I'm sorry. You're not going anywhere. That's the answer.
Wow. Let me go through some comments. I'm going to YouTube first because there is a question, so you take it for us. We have Elizabeth watching. Thank you so much, Lady Elizabeth, for joining. We are so much grateful for your time, and all those watching from YouTube. Even though we can't see you, we are grateful for your time. I believe that you are also picking up some lessons. And so Elizabeth is asking, but people change for love to be a good person. But people change for love to be a good person. Okay.
So people change for love. Let me tell her something. The only person that can love you genuinely and came to change the atmosphere of love is Christ Jesus. Man will change, but not totally changed. So I want to be, let's mistake you are doing. If the person loves me, he's not going to change for me. He's changing for himself. Mr. Lizzie, if I say I love you as a friend, I want to really be on top to you. And maybe because of my behavior or how you see me, you feel I'm too loud, I'm too this, Sika no, Sika that, Sika no, you can't be close to me, then I think I need to change. And when I'm changing, not because I'm changing because of you, but it's because of what you have seen, the negative side of the things you've seen in me. And if I change, automatically I don't change for you. I change for me. I become a better person for myself. Then the positive energies that comes out of my betterness is what you receive. So anybody who says I'm changing for love is changing because they want to change and make things better. They want to change to make the atmosphere peaceful. They want to make a serene, beautiful environment. That is what we say changing for love. But if I say I want to be in your life and I want to change because I want to be in your life, ask yourself, is the change permanent or temporary? That's the question.
Wow. Lady Elizabeth, let's know if you are okay with the answer. Let's know. Thank you so much again. Let me go to Facebook. We have Mr. Sikini writing everything that we are saying. So the theme is divorce and depression. Yes, she is also a therapist, and so you know where to get to when you have something you want to talk to somebody about. You want to ease off your pain. You want somebody you want to share with who will give you counsel. You can reach out to Mama Sika. And so it's marrying your friend is the key. Marrying your friend is the key, but always the best. Marrying your friend is a key, but always the best. Yes, marriage is beautiful, definitely, he said. All those, I can see Mr. Joyce, and stand watching. Thank you so much for being with us. He said, yeah, it's pastor's kid issue again. Yeah, we have so much expectations of pastor's kids because they are coming from a home where they have a priest in their house, and so we expect them to live a kind of life, forgetting that they are also human like us, forgetting that they also face the same challenges and more, because with them, all eyes are on them. We are expecting them to dress this way, talk this way, know the Bible from Revelation to Genesis. We forget that they are also just as we are. So Skinny says, I don't think we should not always watch children's attitude and conduct with our parents anyway. I don't think we should not always watch children's attitude and conduct with our parents anyway. He said that is the red flag. So red flag said, you are right. Love is blind, but marriage is the eye opener. It's a verbally abusive, physical assault. Florence Menu, lady, thank you so much for joining. We are so much grateful. He said that's true. Hurt people. Well said. Bad characters are like perfumes. Once open, stays in the atmosphere. Wow. So bad characters are like perfumes. Once open, stays in the atmosphere. Thank you so much, Mr. Sigini. My brother Eugene Amafe is watching. Thank you so much for your time. He said, why we say I do whilst we don't even know where we are doing. We say I do whilst we don't even know what we are even doing. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. We have our lady Anita Ohinewa Asari. Thank you so much, man of God, for watching. We are so much grateful for your time. We are discussing divorce and depression. Divorce and depression. I say, well, at what time in this period did you really assess that, or if you were diagnosed or you yourself, because you knew, at what point did you realize that you were getting depressed because of divorce? Because the reason why I'm saying this, the first time I really heard of depression, or not heard but read much more about it. I almost concluded that everybody walking on this earth is a bit depressed. So let's talk about, with this condition of yours, a young lady entering into marriage with such an expectation, and then suddenly the unexpected happens. It began crashing. You try to save it, and it is not, the pieces are not putting together. At what point did you realize that depression has set in?
Okay, so first of all, what is depression? Depression, I would say, is a mental disorder that negatively affects how you feel, how you act, and what you like to do, the activities. I repeat, depression is a disorder, a mental illness that negatively affects how you act, how you think, and how you feel, and also your activities. So when one is depressed, you should know that, okay, and you have some types of depression, and you have states of depression. So what some of the things that happens, you are anxious, you are sad, you isolate yourself, you are weak, you cry, you don't eat, loss of appetite. Sometimes you get overdose of appetite, you eat a lot. While you think about the issue, you eat some of the same things, the things that you do. And sometimes you forget things easily. And you are lost in your, like, in what, sometimes you do something, then you're just lost in what you're doing. You just basically find yourself lost in everything that you're doing. And that means that you're getting into a state of depression, or you're already depressed, like in the depressed state. So myself, when I tried to take my life, then I realized I was depressed. Okay, so I had this friend of taking my life every time. Like, I had this friend of taking my life every time. Sometimes I'd go to the kitchen, pick up a knife. And there were times that he himself had taken knives from my hand. It was bad. And then, when you think of killing yourself, you know the spirit building. To kill yourself, that means that you are mentally drained. You're not okay. Someone would then be talking to you. You'd all be sitting down here talking at this point in time. The next minute, you hear committed suicide, which means I'm not mentally stable. So a lot of things happen. And thanks to God, I had some people took me in and then helped me notice something was wrong. So through that person, I had to seek for help. And that was how come I started to become a therapist, to also help others go into that same stage of those things that I also went through, to help them come out of those situations. So a lot happened. Crying mood swings, anger mood, trying to commit suicide, not talking mood, locking yourself up in the room, oversleeping, overeating, lots of things, not eating. Sometimes you don't even think, like, you don't even want to bath. You want to be alone. Sometimes there'll be food around you, you don't even feel like eating. Thanks to God, my own. No, I'll eat through. When I'm depressed, I eat. People, when I was going through things, people were like, hey, you're this girl. Are you serious? I'm so sure you're having issues. Because the moment I'll think about something, and it's like that, even right now, when I'm going through certain things that I find difficulties in doing, instead of me to think through, I just go straight into the kitchen to eat. Whatever I find, I eat. And that's, have you seen how negatively it has affected me? It will push you to do things you don't have to do. And you eat anything. Sometimes you overload, and sometimes you will slim down. You're okay, you look good. But sometimes when the things get out of hand, you do things that are not even necessary. Check your way of life, and you're going to see that thing that's happening in your life seems or shows or gives you the signal that something is wrong. So that's how come I discovered fine. I didn't know, but when I tried taking my life, that was when people around me realized it was serious. Like they knew no something is wrong. I could have I've locked myself up in the room all night and just be there. And I will not come out. Sometimes I feel like my director will ask when that I'm sick, and I'll just be different. I don't want to go to work. And even for some time now, it happens. Oh, why not back? You just won't go nowhere. You just won't be there. You just have to call them sick. And I'll remember 24 my friends will be worried because they've seen it before. So when they get to know I'm always in my room, then they'll start knocking on my door. I don't pay. I don't want to them. I don't pay because they fear I might have relapses of what I went through. Mm-hmm. So like AP, and I'm sitting there. I want to motivate you. And I'm like, I'm fine. And I thank God I've got kids. That is one of the beautiful things. If I'm going to sleep, she will not like, she won't allow you. So those relapses, even though it might come, it's not going to be severe as it was before. Thank you.
Wow. I was about to ask, how did you navigate through this period with a new baby? Because I met you, you had a little princess. She was very, 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 very young with mommy. And I didn't even know you had a problem. That was the first time meeting you, and that's the period that you got to know each other. And how did you navigate through this period with a young baby? A very small.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to cry.
Okay.
But it's cool. Being depressed and being pregnant, one of the most difficult things. Doctors will let you know. Doctors that took care of me did very well. Calling me every time, having me for calling me every time. I'm okay. They will come.
Okay. Mamiska has another call. Bear with us. She has another call. She'll be back, right back with us. We hardly hear about it. It is kept under the carpet. Nobody talks about it. It is going on, but nobody really wants to go about it because maybe we have seen our parents stick together through their darkest moment. They were still together and all that. And so we see them and we say, okay, if they didn't, then we would not. But times are different. And so sometimes you may have to consider, even when it is difficult. And that is what Mamiska is talking to us about. She is right back, so she'll continue for us, navigating through pregnancy and divorce, depression.
So, pregnancy, I think when I got to know I was pregnant after I left. And that was what spoiled everything. Because I thought I was finally free. I was free as Ghana.
Your beloved country is free forever.
Yes, free forever. But I got to know I was pregnant. And it was tough. I think when I got to my fourth month, I nearly gave out. The child wanted to come. Then he had a miscarriage, I saw a bit of blood. The doctor told. So myself, I didn't thought the baby was going to come out deformed or sick. My 6 months, they say. It got to a time I always feel like I want to give birth. Like the contractions were so bad because when you press, it affects the child. Whatever mood swing that you get yourself into, this same child is also going to go through it. And sometimes when I'm crying, I will feel that my stomach has hardened. It becomes so hard because I was always crying. And there were a lot of things I was hearing. And I didn't remember. And I couldn't remember. And that was all mine. She left before she's telling me she's pregnant. And I was prepared. She never got pregnant. Why is she telling me I'm pregnant now? So think about it.
Wow.
Names. Where whoever took me in to stay with me, the person also had a problem. If you have gone to stay with this person, that means that you're the father of the child because they took me in.
My God.
They took me in. So my belly would be so hardened. I would sit in the car, Mom, I want you. But I looked at me and I was crying. I tell you, people just see me and they say whatever they want. They don't really know who I am, but they say whatever they want to say because somebody has told them things about me. I tell people that even the adversia, let anybody come. Let them come and say, oh, I was dating this girl and I took her to this place. Because I know whoever I have dated in adversia. So I don't really care about what people say. The fact that as a woman doesn't actually make no friends. I even hate making friends with ladies because of what we would do later. The backbiting, the anger, and all those things. So I was really not. And when this thing happened, somebody said, see, control, go up in the macron, and then she's always like the woman of God who is preaching, but look at her. She has went down to fornicate and then had a child out of wedlock. My God knows. I was past due my time. Depression, it got to a time the contraction thing, it also didn't come in. That's why I feel like it doesn't happen. You have to cut you. You have to cut you constantly. I don't because I will not go to C-section. I don't want to go to C-section. I don't. They beg my parents. My parents were like, you have to do this for the sake of it. No, but I don't parents. I don't want to go. Like, I don't want to end life for me because I'm already depressed. If they cut me and I come, it's going to worse because I was reading about depression like because then the doctors were taking me through how to get out of it and things to do. So when I was reading about pregnancy and depression, I was like, no, I don't want it. If it's going to be one definitely to deliver, I'll wait. But Italians know how they behave. So when I was in my 10th month, then doctors were like, no. So you have to give me first labor.
Wow.
And that's how I gave birth to my daughter. And it's amazing. But the worst part is after birth. When you're depressed after birth, you even can breastfeeding the child is even difficult. I couldn't breastfeed.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Don't worry.
I couldn't breastfeed my daughter because I was depressed. Like, the child would be on me, but that's feeling to breastfeed now. Just throw her on the bed. She'd be crying. And my mom was like, won't you pick up? I'm like, hey. And you behave strangely. That's just always me that you are mad. They'll think you are crazy and they'll think you are mad, but they don't think you are depressed. That was what I was going through after childbirth. I went through a lot after childbirth, but then I said this. I picked up my pieces, chose to be on a different path. And here I am. So I'll talk to all parents who are going through the same thing. If you're pregnant and a single mother going through everything by yourself, listen, just breathe in, breathe out, and be positive. That's all you need. If you're a mother who is also depressed, please, you need to seek for medical attention so that you wouldn't do anything to harm your child. Because most mothers neglect their kids, and also the more the child, you breastfeed a child, that's when they get much more affection for you.
Yeah.
The more you embrace and have children, that's when they also get much more love for you. But I didn't like. For me, it's a difficult for me, but I thank God my mom was there. I put up my parents 10,000 years.
Yes, so
They were there for me.
Yeah.
They were there for me.
Yeah.
For me.
Amen. Mommy and Daddy, we are so much grateful. I think I met you and your mom at the clinic. Yeah. Wow. Mommy, God bless you. Just as Mommy Sika has prayed, we want you both to live so many years so that you will reap the fruits of your labor. God bless you. Mommy Sika, did you ever blame yourself of what has happened? Did you ever think that it was your fault in any way?
Yes, partially it was my fault. And that is what most of the people don't want to take in. They don't want to accept any blames. I'm part of the breakup. Okay. So I invited so many people around my life and it's wrong. That's how come I don't make friends anymore. I make a lot of people come into my life. This is going to say this person is going to say that. Nobody's husband is perfect. Nobody's husband is perfect. Nobody's wife is perfect. So when people come to you to talk about your partner, just put a get the expert. Two, don't be angry over things you hear. You're not going to marry a saint. You're not dating someone for crying out loud, and you always hear stuff they attack them. If you think you can't cope with them, let them be so that you can be in your space and find somebody who's perfect. But here is the case. I was part of the whole thing. I did something very wrong. It got to a time I didn't have the attention of my husband. So one, I was talking to an old mate of mine, and let's say old friend, he's in Ghana. So I told the person, listen, do this for me. My husband is not cool. And it's true. This guy can call me at 10, 11, 12, my husband is home. You'll be like, Sika, you're not married though. My house, I would be me. You're not married. You can't tell me you're married. I'll call you every time. You're always home. You're always home with a television, a remote in your hands. You're always eating snacks for his husband. So he thinks that, listen, I want you to start talking to me. So when he gets to get jealous, then he take my way. So you want your husband to be jealous for what? Because he does not give me attention. Listen, attention can be given to you when you're submissive. Two, not many things. And I told you, I didn't want to tolerate any of his nonsense anymore because I was tired. But that's not the right way to approach matters. If you're tired, you leave. If you think you cannot leave, then you accommodate a new way of living with the person. You need to get new strategies to live with the person. The only reason I always tell my people that make me leave is the abuse part of the marriage. If not for anything, I will be there. You'll be there. Because my life is important. I don't know where I've got children. Need those same men too. I've got life to live. I don't want them to cut my life short. I have a purpose for which I was created. And that was the reason why I left. So now I'm always very relaxed because every time was that. And nobody wants to be there. But I played a major role. I should have spoken out one. I shouldn't have invited too many people in my life. I shouldn't have entertained someone to say, then he's always out. Listen, my husband is the outgoing type. He will stay out. So I want to tell you that, didn't you know? That's a question. I knew. But I just had to put a blind thing on my eye and fold my eye, thinking I'm not seeing it because I was in love. That is one of the things that they are doing right now. The person is doing something you don't even like. Maybe you think the person is going to change. Nobody's going to change for you. I was thinking if you marry, it's going to change. But it's not going to change. My husband was a very good person. I've always said it. He has his good side. He has a very good person. He will give to you. He's a cheerful giver. He is good. But that doesn't mean I should tolerate everything. Apart from being abusive, he's good. So my part was I shouldn't have entertained anybody in my life. Somebody will say, oh, so are you a flex? Yes, I was a flex. Why wouldn't I ask if I was a flex? Because if I'm doing someone that's in Casa or Olivia, I'm flexing around. Maybe initially I thought, oh, and then shame, or never shame. So if I'm giving someone the space to talk to me, if you are giving someone space or room to talk to you, once the partner is away, you are a flex. If you are giving someone room to spend more time with you, ask yourself, that's more time that a person is speaking to you. This is who a woman is. The more a man spends time with the woman, the more we get committed and attracted. Yeah. So even if I was not in love with the person, Since he is communicating with me every time, I'll be so
developing something.
Continue, even if you don't even develop love, you still continue to entertain the person of the person.
Yeah.
Which is not even a good thing. Because if I really talk to my husband, if it's not going to turn off your phone, sleep. Watch movies. Call your parents. Call your sibling. Call a female friend. You can consult. Don't take your phone to call a real person.
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing to do with it.
Wow.
Even though I knew it got to a time where, I'll be honest, he was serious about me. We were talking. I was fed up with my marriage. But then, he that wanted me didn't get me. I also lost my husband. So I played a role. Why? Because my husband was always not home. He was always at parties. And if you're a man and you're always not home, you are creating a vacuum in that space for the woman to do otherwise. Why? Why can you be married to a woman and always not home? Or sometimes you pick up your phone, put it on your pocket, get down and get back home at home. What were you doing with your phone at that time outside? Don't you think it was time or that time a good time to communicate with your wife to talk about things that are vital and important to them in a relationship? If you make space for the devil, it will give you work to do.
Yeah.
And that's what's happened. We shouldn't allow the devil to come into our homes. We shouldn't allow the devil to come into our homes.
Wow.
I will say this, marriage is beautiful, but be careful what you do.
Wow.
I've said it. I will say it and say it again. I don't have time to sleep with anybody. I don't have time to date anybody. Even though it didn't work out. I think the only thing I didn't do in my marriage was sleeping outside wedlock. And I will never have done it because that was the last thing I would do to my husband. I love that's what marriage is. We know more and we're still good friends. And that's what's important.
Wow. This is the conversation that is hard to get. People wouldn't come out boldly and say, okay, it was my fault. This is what I also contributed to. But, Mama Sika, God bless you. I hope somebody out there has picked great lessons from what you have just shared with us. There is a question on YouTube for us. Wait, I think. Okay. It said, the person, Elizabeth again says, thank you so much again for making time for us and for being part of this conversation. Thank you so much, Lady Elizabeth. It said, is there a perfect marriage? If no, why? Is there a perfect marriage?
So when somebody comes for, please, those who don't know, I'm a certified counselor and a therapist. I'm a cognitive behavioral therapist, so which means I deal with mental health and behavioral things that concern human. Nobody's perfect. Even your school that you attended, no university is perfect. No class teacher or headmaster of a school is perfect. No math teacher is perfect because they don't even know everything they teach us until they state they can teach us. So no marriage is perfect. No marriage is perfect. Why it's not perfect is I am Agyapomaa, born and raised by Sika, my father, Agyapomaa. You are Kofi Edu or Nana Edu Minka or Minka, born by Mr. and Mrs. Edu Minka. So this is what's going to happen. We are from different backgrounds, different upbringing, cultural systems, education-wise, too, religion. And I go to Pentecost, you may go to Methodist, and every teaching that they give diverse is different. So wherever I grew up from, I have something that I picked up from there. Wherever or whoever gave birth to you, whoever raised you also made sure that you grew up with a particular behavior or attitude. So meeting me who is crazy and meeting you who is crazy, which means I might be crazy, but you might be crazier. I'm not perfect. That's what I'm saying. Obviously, it's too wrong doesn't make it right. Sometimes it's too wrong makes it right because you're not crazy. And two, the fact that you don't even know me well, you don't even know what is inside of my mind. I might be with you, sleep with you, have kids with you, but my intentions towards you would have changed. As humans grow, we change. Situations and circumstances around us will rapidly change us. As I'm making this particular video, I am never going to take the negative part of it and start pointing fingers. It's going to change them, change attitude and things towards me. I don't care. So marriage is based on just commitment, communication, respect, and understanding. Christ, the center of the home. He being the center, then marriage is based on communication, respect, is reciprocal though, love, understanding. The book says that it is the responsibility of the man to love the woman. It is not our responsibility to love a man. So if I am dying of love, dying to love the man, I'm wrongly doing the thing. He needs to love me unconditionally. All I have to do is respect him. And then to the men, respect is earned, not given. If you want a man to respect you, you do the needful. No woman is crazy or mad to be out there just to misbehave towards a partner. Let's see, so one, respect is reciprocal. But ladies, let's try as much as possible to also give the respect to men, so that the married sister on me, the one who has the person, is asking why it's not perfect, yeah, will know that, yeah, it's not going to be perfect. The only perfect thing that came on earth is Jesus. His marriage is what we are waiting for. The groom and the bridesmaid, we are waiting for him. So his own is the perfect one, not the ones we have. We are human beings made of flesh and blood, and we also have our wrongdoings, which means definitely your partner is going to hurt you. You're also going to hurt them, but that doesn't mean that you're enemies or you should fight. All that you need to do is work things out, and everything is going to be fine. Each day comes with the new task in marriage. Every day something new happens. So the whole thing is, if it's not abusive and quiet, you can still work things out. It's gonna be a roller coaster, but then you can get through it. Thank you.
Wow. Hey. We have so much to learn in marriage. We have so much to learn, especially when you get to hear things that goes on in other people's marriage. I believe we have picked up some great lessons. We have a comment on Facebook, and it's coming from Nana Agyapomaa. It says, there are perfect and imperfect people walking. Thus it is a blend of the two, yet once you should always know the difference of impact over intent. Wow. He also says, even the Bible says that it is a man who is supposed to love a woman, and a woman is supposed to respect men. Was a metaphorical in the sense that the love must be both ways. But in essence, if a woman is basically, because in essence, if a woman is respecting, she is basically asked to submit. That's who submit, she is doing so out of love. Okay, thank you so much, Nana Agyapomaa. He's trying to tell us that the Bible says a woman, just as Mami Sika also said, she said the man is supposed to love the woman, and the woman is supposed to respect and submit to the man. But when he's saying that in some sense, the respect is both ways. It is not only from one side. Thank you so much, Nana Agyapomaa. Thank you, sir, for joining. We are so much grateful. Don't forget, this is the Inside Studios. You might see that we are streaming from Osikeni George's Don't worry at all. There have been some technical problems, but the main page is the Insight Studios. Okay, it is both our pages, and so it was just a mistake that it streamed there. You can subscribe to the page so that each time when we come online, you will have access to the content that we are showing. It is a religious and educational page where we talk about anything biblical. We learn the word of God, we study to show ourselves approved, and then on Sundays we go through our social issues. We go through some of the times you can find pregnancy diary, parenting, marriage made easy. Yes, like what we are having here today. We are discussing with Mami Sika about divorce and depression, and she is sharing very strong points with us that are going to help us. Thank you so much for making time with us. I'm told that there is a comment on YouTube. Okay, we have our sister Ruth Asamoah Nyaku watching. Thank you so much. She said, to share is not easy. I pray God continue to give you strength, and I hope that people will watch this video with good and positive eyes. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, Lady Ruth. Again, our lady Elizabeth says, me dear, I want perfect. It's good, oh. Lady Elizabeth.
What we don't even know is even in bloodshed in relationships, people they suffer. Getting that marriage too. In relationships, we are still suffering. We talk about marriage.
Yeah.
Please, let's have a chill pill.
My Mr. Gasky is take a chill pill. It can be perfect. It depends on you. Okay. Once you are going, you have so much expectation. Just as you are a lady, you are hoping, okay, if he's not this, I will do this to change him. If he's not that, I will do that. The man is also thinking of the same thing. It can only work when you are ready to work it, both of you. It can only work. It is not easy. Sometimes you just have to take things easy. You have to take things easy. You don't have to kill yourself because something is happening. It is marriage, and when it gets really tough, the manufacturer is there. God is the one who instituted marriage, and so if you want help, you go to God. Ask him what you should do, what you shouldn't do. Just as Mami Sika said, she involved lots of people in her marriage, and it didn't help her at all. She also said something that is very, very She said she contributed to what has happened now because whilst the man was not showing attention, she also resorted to somebody else to talk to. And so it is a caution for us. Know who you invite into your home. Know who you invite into your home. It is very, very important. Wow. Thank you all for making time with us. I didn't want the time. It's already 4:30. Thank you so much, Lady Mami Sika. Can you give us your last words? Maybe an advice, anything you want to share with us?
My advice to the youth is don't rush. Don't follow the crowd. Even if it takes you like years to find out that person who would understand you, please wait. Marriage is all about understanding. Somebody who respects your views. Somebody who will feel your pain and share with you your contentment. Somebody who would take you for you. There are people who will come in but wouldn't take you for you. In the middle of the journey, will leave you. Somebody who will take you for you, understand you, be there with you, hold hands with you and pray when the need arises. Then don't take Christ out of the chapter. If not, is effortless. You can't do anything about it. Within your circle, nobody shares secrets with. The last thing, think of your mental health. That keeps you going. Without a sound mind, you are nobody. So think of the things you put inside your head, overthinking, stress, anxiety. All these things are not for your health. And if it gets worse, you get into the depression, and then they put them on.
In Jesus' name, we will navigate through it. Amen. Let me pick the last comment on Elizabeth. Thank you so much. We are so much grateful to have you. I wish I could know who is this Elizabeth. Okay, she says, God, I want perfect marriage. Oh, now marriage is sweet. Hey.
That one,
Yeah.
I want to get married again, but then I'm just waiting.
I hope you heard. I hope you heard Mami Sika talk. When you finish, I'll continue. So
I want to get married again. Based on what happened to me. Most people like, hey Sika, how many years now? How many years now? There are times that I really said to myself, I don't think I want to get married again. I don't. But listen, me, I enjoyed marriage. I will repeat it. I have enjoyed marriage. The only thing that will make me live again is when I'm being hit, or somebody punches me, somebody throws a plate at me. When somebody verbally abuses me, it will affect my mental health. For that, I will run. But for me, I'm ready for marriage. So please.
Please, Mami Sika said she's ready. We have already celebrated an anniversary, and so she's ready. She's ready. And you can see the glow. She has learned from what has happened in the past. She's a better person. You can see she knows her priorities have changed. First, when I asked her of her expectation, she said, before marriage, she said, tall, dark, maybe 6 packs, or maybe. But now, if I happen to ask her the same question, the answer will be different. The answer.
I don't want 6 packs. I don't want tall again. I just want somebody who understands.
You see, she doesn't want 6 packs again. That's not her. Even if it is part of her checklist, it is not the priority. She wants somebody who is ready to spend the whole life with her. Have a serene home. Somebody she can work the marriage with. Again, Elizabeth says, this generation, dear, only God. Only God. I said, it's me, Lizzie. Love the program. And so it's the Lizzie I know. Oh, okay. We will chat behind the scenes and know.
Oh, she loves the program. Thank you.
She loves the program. Thank you so much, Lizzie. Marriage is sweet. Then I now understand why she's saying marriage is, because if you've not been there, why are you saying marriage is sweet? Lizzie, God bless you. I'm inviting you to the Inside Studios very, very soon.
Thank you.
To Lizzie. Yeah, you are
Okay.
coming back. You are coming very soon, so don't worry. We will talk again. Mami Sika, you are coming back very, very soon. Lizzie, thank you so much for being with us. We have enjoyed your company this afternoon, and everybody else who is on YouTube. Lady Ruth, thank you so much. We are grateful for your comment. She said people should not take the content negatively. Don't look at it with a negative eye, but speak lessons out of it. Thank you so much. Everybody watching from YouTube, thank you so much. And also on Facebook, we are grateful for your time. It's been the Inside Studios. Thank you always for making time with us. We had a nice time with, again, Mami Sika, Agyapomaa. I said right from the beginning that if you saw on my status, Sika Spices, she is the CEO of Sika Organics, and it's on the page you will see. If you want one, please contact me, or you can find her on Facebook as Mami Sika Agyapomaa, and she will gladly deliver at your doorsteps. If you are in the UK, she can deliver, so don't worry.
And in Europe, I can deliver any part of Europe.
You heard from her. Any part of Europe, she can deliver, and I guarantee you, it is a good one. I have tasted it. I forgot to bring it. I would have shown mine to you. It is good. You will love it. So please
tell me to do advertisement and I've brought it.
Oh, don't worry. I'm already showing it on the page, so they will see it. You can see it.
Okay.
So they will see it. Please get in touch if you need one. It is really good. Wow. Thank you so much for making time with us. Viewers, we can't take your presence here for granted. It's been a blessing sharing this afternoon with you, and we know that we have all learned something. We have all taken things easy in our marriages upon hearing what Mami Sika has shared with us. Mami Sika, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You are coming back very soon. Don't worry. It will not be about you per se anymore. Don't worry.
It's not about me. I mean, this year my phone will not be anybody's platform.
For here, you are coming back, and you are coming back very soon. Thank you again. Thank you again. Wonderful viewers, I say a very big thank you. It has been the Inside Studios, where we say we learn to unlearn and relearn. And then on the virtuous one, we say take one day at a time. God richly bless you, and bye for now.